I'm Francesca Lamb, and I came up with the Wishbone Dodgeball Tournament to raise money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Western New York. I'm sure you're thinking, how did a dodgeball tournament come into play to raise money for a foundation? Well, my motivation was, I volunteered downtown at the family court every Tuesday for a couple hours. And when kids came in crying and they left smiling, I realized that I impacted their day so much more than they impacted mine. And I wanted to do something more with kids. I wanted to reach out and I wanted to show them that I cared. Well, last June, Sally, my mom, was diagnosed with breast cancer, and her mom died of breast cancer, so we knew the feeling of being scared. And I'm sure we know the feeling of all the other families with kids that have life-threatening illnesses. And the foundation that I picked to raise money for was the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And when I did more research on it, I read their mission statement. Their mission statement was, we grant the wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions to enrich the human experience with hope, strength, and joy. And that's everything that Mercy teaches us. Hope, strength, and joy. And I thought, it already connects. But I wanted to know, who does it impact? I don't want it just to impact the kids, I want it to impact everyone, and it does. Wishes impact everyone. Kids, volunteers, donors, sponsors, the communities, the medical professions, everyone. But this wasn't enough for me. I needed to keep going. I needed to research more. I wanted to make sure that this was the right one. So I kept looking, and these are the facts that I found. It is one of the nation's leading charities. It also helps serve children in every community in the United States, Puerto Rico, and Guam. There's 25,000 volunteers worldwide, which grant a wish every 38 minutes. That's crazy. And I wanted to be a part of that average. I wanted to grant a child's wish. I also found that 90% of wish parents believe that their children, when they get their wish granted, their activities increase their children's ability to cope with their illnesses and situations. I also found that the combined 98% of doctors, nurses, and health professions surveyed that they believe a wish experience can increase a kid's physical health. And you know, when you were a kid, you wanted to run and jump, you wanted to do all these great things, and a lot of these kids can't. So they want to grant them a wish that they can do this at least one day. Also, 99% of parents reported that the wish experience gave their children increased feelings of happiness. And you know, when you're sick, you don't want to be sad. You don't want to be on the couch. You want to be out. You want to be laughing. You want to be happy. And Make-A-Wish gives the kids this. They also have 95% of the community volunteers reported an increased sense of compassion. And also 84% of increased faith in humanity. And I want to show them that I was going to be a part of this 84%. And I was going to show them that our generation can be the next generation that gives back. So how did this go into my journey? My journey was a great experience. And it all started off with the inspiration that I got. And then it moved to my mom being diagnosed, and luckily I used my family connections that my dad went to college with the director of the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Western New York. And I sat down, I told her my ideas, and she was thrilled. She was so ecstatic by the ideas that I had, and she wanted to help me. She said that it was going to be a lot of work, and I took it on. And in the end, it came out being a successful event, raising more than $5,000. Well, throughout my journey, I had many meetings. I met with Brad Preston, which he has his own sports event company where they help organize events that have big things. And I wasn't sure how big this was going to be. I didn't know how big that people wanted it to be. So I just got in contact with him. I wanted to know how to make a successful event, what he thinks I should do, how many teams, how many minutes, and that really helped me throughout with that aspect. At one of my meetings, I met with TSC in East Rochester, Total Sports Experience, if you didn't know, and they have indoor turf fields, and they also love the idea. They love the thought of volunteers and community and coming together, and especially it advertises them as well. So they donated the fields, which was a huge help. And when I kept going, I updated them with what I was going to bring, tables, food, and they were thrilled. They put on their website, they gave me waivers to give to kids, all of that. I also made a business bank account so I can carry it out throughout my entire life, passing it down, hopefully it becomes an annual event. I also met with one of my dad's employees. He helped me make a logo and a website, and I put the logo on t-shirts, I put it on posters, I put it on Facebook, and people loved it. People were sending it around, they tweeted it, kids' social media. And then I'll show you which on the next page, and it shows you where it was, when, how to sign up, how to donate, the rules of dodgeball. And another meeting I had was I met with Channel 10's director, and I knew him. He wasn't sure if he could put anything on the news, but as we walked around, I went to the newsroom and I knew Rebecca LeClaire, the news lady, and she offered me a 2-minute clip on a Thursday. But I took it anyways because it was a great experience for me and a great way to get it out. It was a month before. So then November came, I did my final touches, I met with people, I got donations from Wegmans, Tops, BJ's, numerous people. And then November 25th was the event. And just a quick thing, this is my website, it's still up if you want to look, and it's just wishbonedodgeball.com. This was my event. It was so successful. On the top left, that's my friends and I, and they made a team, and seeing them just fool around was hysterical for me to watch because I was in charge. And then on the bottom right, this is a Make-A-Wish kid. His name's Evan. He has a heart medical condition, and he gets excluded from a lot of things because of his condition. He can't run around with a lot of other kids. So I gave him the opportunity to run around with all of these older kids playing dodgeball, and he was also a captain of a McQuaid Senior team, which is on the other page, and he loved every second of it. When he had to leave, he was crying and yelling and just set off a tantrum, and I don't think I've ever been more excited to see a kid have a tantrum because he didn't want to leave my event. This picture of a t-shirt was all of my logos, all of my sponsors, and they were a lot. And I was so thankful. On this bottom picture is just me falling down, having a nice laugh. As you can see, we were just full of laughs, full of good times that night. I was so happy. This is also Evan with the senior team. He's smiling, you can't really see, but he was having such a great time. Finally, this is the picture of everyone that came out and played, volunteers, and you don't see all the people that watch as well. They're on the other side, but seeing all of us come together for such a great cause and raising money really opened up all of our eyes that we can raise money for a great cause while having fun. In the end, I did raise more than $5,000, and when I donated that and had the check, I met with the Make-A-Wish directors that I talked to, and they sat me down and they gave me a packet, and it showed me a kid that I granted their wish. It was a dream room. He was going through chemo and radiation, and he shared a bedroom with his brother, and all he wanted was his own room, his own sports decked out room, and I gave him that. And it's a great way that I got the packet, I can see who it is, and I was a part of giving a kid a wish. And I wanted to connect my action with the Mercy Corps Valley, and it wasn't hard at all. As you can see, this is Evan with Michelle, which is one of the Make-A-Wish directors. And the Mercy definition of hospitality is a warm and generous welcoming of all. We will cultivate an atmosphere of nonviolence, belonging, and reverence. And that's what we did for Evan. When he came in, he felt like he belonged. He was in the right place. He was having fun, he was laughing, and the parents came up to me and told me that he had such a great night, along with 5 or 4 other Wish kids. And he just had a great night. I wanted to connect this, and when I realized sorry, I had a technical difficulty. I couldn't get the slide to change, but Evan also was included in this great event because he's not included in a lot of things because of his medical condition, like I said, and he can't go to the playgrounds and run around with kids. So this gave him a great chance just to run around, play dodgeball, jump from team to team when everyone was winning. But coming to the end and realizing and looking back from my inspiration to my action, to my Mercy Corps values, and it all wrapped up, and I realized that our attention, compassion, and openness to help children with life-threatening illnesses not only affects them, but the community around them. And this was true, and I saw it in everyone that came out to the dodgeball tournament. I saw it in my parents, the community, my sponsors, my family, my friends, all the teams, people I didn't even know that came. We all had smiles on our faces. From 4 to 9, it was just great laughs. And I don't think I've ever had an experience where it made everyone feel good at the end. We helped a kid get a wish while having fun. And I realized that I needed this. The kids affected me, but I wanted to affect them in a way that would change their life. And what I realized is that when you have inspiration and you have compassion, that's fuel to change the world. And I changed someone's life. If you had the chance to change a child's life with an illness, would you? And I want you to know that I'm trying to have the dodgeball tournament be an annual event. I want this to carry on throughout the many years. I'm passing down my brother because I'll be at college next year, but I want to pass it down and hopefully it becomes an annual event where people are excited to know that the Wednesday before Thanksgiving is dodgeball day. And people know that they can come out and experience and have a great time donating money to a great cause. I just want to say thank you so much for listening to my presentation. Here are a few more pictures of the dodgeball tournament. If you have any questions or want to be involved in the Make-A-Wish Foundation or the Wishbone Dodgeball Tournament, please let me know. And thank you again.